This is episode 91 of the Wilderness Levels podcast, or I don't know, I guess episode 4 of the Backstrap Boys, with a whole bunch of Z's on the end there. This episode, Wasey and I just catch up and do our normal weekly check-in. This podcast is brought to you by Kifaru International. Kifaru makes absolutely bomb-proof gear that is second to none. Kifaru.net, folks. There are a few groups in North America that put boots to the ground, like the Wild Sheep Society of BC. Contrary to popular belief, Wild Sheep Society BC isn't just about sheep. The majority of their projects benefit a variety of ungulates and other wildlife. Check them out at www.wildsheepsociety.com. Great folks over there. I'm a Monarch member. You should be too. And as always, go check out our friends over at Just Shooting Arrows. Just Shooting Arrows is BC's premier archery shop.
I'm sorry, but what kind of psycho do you need to be to go hunting? Who wakes up and is like, oh yeah, I want to kill animals for fun and then take pictures next to their dead bodies? What the?
Yo, that's me. That's the kid over here, right here.
I don't know if everybody knows, but Wasey's a TikTok influencer or something now.
Influencer.
What happened? I went to bed one night. I woke up the next morning like, yo, dog, I got 30,000 followers on TikTok. I'm like, are you on there dancing? What's going on?
I don't know. People are weird.
It's just it's nothing crazy. It's just the videos we send to each other all the time.
I don't know, man. I like TikTok, man. I just can sit on there all day and watch fucking funny videos.
Here's my problem with TikTok. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. My feed is all half naked women.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on, but TikTok thinks I'm a pervert.
Mine's all political stuff. It's weird.
I can see that. Politics. You're always freaking going on 40-minute tears about politics,
which is weird. Hey, I don't really like politics at all.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's, the times we're in, right? Everybody's upset, and rightfully so, right?
Man, I wish I had there's another sound I wanted to play for you on there.
You can send me it. I can play it. We'll play it at the end.
Okay.
That's awesome.
What are you up to? So what are you doing?
Feeding babies for a living. You?
Just hanging out, man.
That's good.
Checking in. Doing our weekly check-in. Backstrap
Boys.
Episode number 3.
No, 4. This is number 4 of the Backstrap Boys.
I'm not doing a whole bunch. I
think Tyler Friel is probably a backstrap boy.
Oh, I like Tyler. He is a backstrap boy. Oh yeah.
Yeah. He could definitely get down on the Backstrap Boys.
I like Tyler.
This guy's awesome. I think Cam would be a backstrap boy too.
Oh, I think he could be on boy like BOYZZ.
Yeah. No, for sure. He's in the crew. It's just all guys that don't give a shit about what anybody thinks.
Backstrap Boys.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, not doing much. Just Trent's gonna finish my bow today, I think.
Dude, it's new bow time of year, isn't it? We went from no bows going on to just we're just covered up in bows.
We got bows for days.
We got bows and hose. We don't actually have hose though.
But I'm excited. It's going to be sweet bow.
Yeah. Why don't you have you told everybody what you're getting? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's like some crazy Trent Wangard brainchild limbs.
Yeah, his new limbs, and he's going to paint them, and we're going to shoot some bears and stuff.
Heck yeah.
But other than that, man, I just been I'm doing an exploratory bait this year.
Mm-hmm.
New area for baiting bears, and I've been working on a trail for about a month. It's a long ways in, and lots of chainsawing, but I went in with my sled, sod trail. Going to set up a new bait and see what happens. First year baits kind of suck, so we'll see. Hopefully, I get something coming in, but yeah, just do that. That's what I've been up to, man. Just hanging.
I'm sure you will. You're the waste dog. You generally kill stuff.
Oh yeah, but you never know. You gotta get skunked once in a while. I don't have high expectations for first year baits, but
yeah. Did you like the photo I sent you yesterday?
What?
Of that bear.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You guys have green grass. Are you mowing your lawn?
Oh yeah. I cut my lawn a week ago, bro.
Like, I won't see dirt and the frost won't be out here till like end of May or June.
I shouldn't say I cut my lawn. My eldest, whenever I fire up our garden tractor, my eldest daughter rips out there, jumps on it, and she just like our yard is cut in a maze. Like there's no rhyme or reason to where she's driving, and hopefully all the lawn gets cut. So
yeah, and then I tried building a knife yesterday, and I failed. I broke it in half.
What?
A little
How
hard.
Come I didn't hear about this. Like what?
A little hard on the temper. So I'm gonna try again.
What? Can you tell me about this? Hang on. Like you can't just gloss over that you're messing around in your garage.
Oh yeah, I don't know, man. I got a piece of steel from Mitch. I don't know what it was. But it was super hard and it was a pain in the ass to work with. But I got my knife shaped out pretty good, and then was struggling to get holes drilled for for pinning my scales on my handle. I made some moose antler scales.
Oh, cool.
And I tried to take some temper out of the spots where I wanted to drill. So I just heated those spots with a torch. And I tried to just like, so you take you got them little guide punches, you know, like you can, so I can like start my hole. Yeah. And I just tapped it on it and fucking snapped it in half. But maybe some knife guys can tell me what I'm doing wrong. I've never built a blade, but I'm fucking with it a little bit. But yeah, so I don't know how.
You should come here. You should come here in my little shop.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a forge and kilns and all kinds of shit. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I need. The problem with it is
I have a power hammer in the shop, bro. Let it rip.
Oh really?
Yeah, dude.
Only problem is I gotta, like, I don't think fucking with pre-tempered steel is the way to go. Like, I think you gotta, the right way would be to build it and then harden, you know. But I'm trying it. It's my first blade and I broke it. So yeah. I started another one last night. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, no, I'm not a knife guy, but
I just thought it'd be cool. I thought it'd be cool to skin a bear with my own blade, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you could talk to Mike Jones about it. Okay.
If Mike Jones is listening, maybe he can point me in the right direction.
I'm sure he's listening.
We got to get him on, eh?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, what did I say to him? I think we were saying Wednesday, maybe. Yeah, no, he's wicked. He's rad. I bought that blade from him and it's badass. You could build a house with it if you wanted.
But I tell you what, man, a good knife guy, like a guy that can build a pretty blade, fucking skilled dudes, man.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of work. It's a lot of work goes into that shit.
Totally. So yeah, I think any metalworking though, having a proper setup is super important. Like
guys trying to build a blade with an angle grinder and a zip disc in their garage are going to struggle, right?
Yeah. 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 You're telling me.
I just, you know what I have that I'll send you? I got these. I'm getting it off track here, but years ago, this company was developing these belt grinders that attach to like high output grind like bench grinder style motors. They have that sort of pattern on them, but they have they're on like big rubber wheels. I have one I'll send you. They sent me like 10 of them back in the day to give them feedback on it. It was pretty cool. But
I think
we're getting in the weeds here.
But the whole key to it, I think, is the right steel, right? Like this shit I got was like they're like blades off a planer in a sawmill.
Oh yeah.
So like,
yeah, but they're already heat treated too, so they're hard as shit, right?
Yeah, but like, how do you? Like, I understand how steels work, but like, you should be able to reheat that to soften that, right?
Yeah, you want to anneal it. You want like a cold sooty flame to separate the molecules, right?
So I don't know, like, where I went wrong. Like, why did it snap on me as soon as I started to drill it there? Like,
well, I mean, the thing too about dealing with a lot of steels is they get work hardened, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're getting way off into the weeds here with metallurgy, and I am not. I'm not current or practiced or have any interest in being a knife guy.
But that's all right. Like we know 60% of the shit we talk about. So
yeah, like we know 60% of 100% of what we talk about, folks.
But I know, like, yeah, you gotta have the right steel when you're starting with it.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff, though.
Yeah, it's fun just to dick around with it.
I was saying to Ed the other day, Ed Thompson, who he was a couple of podcasts back, he was on my goat hunt with me there. You know, he's right into woodworking, right? With like the stock building and all that kind of stuff. He's built some beautiful stocks. I'm like, man, I just can't get into woodwork because you like with metal, if you screw up, you just add more metal.
Yeah, that's right. Like I'm cut twice, measure once with wood.
Yeah.
It's still too short. Cut it twice and it's still too short. That's why I like steel too. You can just add.
Yeah.
But no, it's good.
That's fun. That's cool. You're Wasey's in the garage doing hobbies, making crafts, man crafts.
That's right. When does your guys' bear season open?
April 1st, I think. I have to open this up here.
Did you want to talk about this caribou thing or no?
Yeah, no, we will for sure. Let's get into it a little bit. Yeah. So our spring bear season's April 1st to June 15th.
Oh. What is it, April 1st?
April 1st.
Yeah, and no bait.
No bait.
Just rainforest.
Just rainforest. All grass all the time.
That'd be hard to really zero in on them, eh? They're just roaming around eating wherever they want.
Yeah, but I mean, the like wherever the first green up is where you find bears, right? I don't know. There's so many bears in BC. It's stupid. Like, I mean, like I showed you yesterday. I already have them on camera. We're 2 weeks into March here.
Just screw a rage on and fucking saw them in half.
Dude, I might. I've had some weird luck on bears lately. But
I seen a guy post one time who's an outfitter, and his client the year before had shot a bear. Pretty much like a money shot, but it might have been a little bit forward. But the rage, it was with a rage, and like the hair never grew back on the bear, and the bear came into the bait the next year. The fucking swath, the swath on that thing looked like somebody threw a hatchet at it, like the wound hole, you know? I was like, Jesus. It'd be like a parachute hitting. Just woomph.
Just stop dead, eh? Not making it to the vitals.
Not making it anywhere. But it was an impressive swath.
Here's a question that somebody asked me the other day, and I was like, I'm not the bear guy. Ask Wasey. They're like, with a bow, where do you aim? And with a gun, where do you aim?
A lot of guys always say center for bears, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always put it behind the shoulder or center. Like you on a bear, if you think you hit too far back, you probably didn't. Like you're probably in the right spot. But I mean, I think just normal spot. Personally, I've shot many bears. Just put it behind the shoulder. With a gun, you'll just fold them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had a guy ask me a question here. He shoots ILF, but he wants to get a more traditional style riser with ILF set up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know any?
Like a wood riser?
I said like South Cox does that, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who else?
He does wood. He does wood and G10 and micarta risers that have some wood on them too, and ILF pockets. Yep.
Do you know anybody else? Or? I'm not up to speed on the ILF shit.
I don't understand why you would do that personally. I feel like you're kind of like, if you're already shooting ILF, you're moving backwards going to a wood riser. Like just go buy a Satori 19 and be done with it, or a freaking CD 19, or like some of these metal risers are just deadly refined, and it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat the modularity, like if you want to go to a more traditional bow, just buy a wood bow and take your lumps, because they're not going to perform the same as some of these ILF bows, right?
Have one of each.
Yeah, I mean, I last year I shot a Satori 19 with Uka limbs on it, not last year, the year before. I don't know. Anyways, that bow is a freaking performer, man.
Yeah. I used to take the piss out of guys shooting metal risers.
Yeah,
but
small PP energy.
Yeah, but the thing you can't take away from them is you still got to do the work,
Yeah.
I was just bugging anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm really starting to get to the point, just in general, where I have a hard time making fun of anybody and being serious anymore. Like, I don't know, do whatever you want, just have fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. Just do you, man. Did
you listen to the Cam Haines podcast yet?
Man, I was just hammering. I just kept hammering in the truck.
He called you cranky. It was awesome. I loved that. Man, that was my favorite part.
Cam Haines thinks I'm cranky.
That's wicked.
Do I sound cranky on here?
I mean, not no.
No, well, I'm pretty upbeat.
I'm pretty chipper, I swear.
I think it's just how I sound. Maybe I'm kind of
a cunt.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know if I should beep that. I don't think we say the C word on here, but I don't know.
It's all good.
That was good. I caught a lot of shit from guys for not knowing who Tom Brady was.
He's a football player.
I know that now. I did a Google.
I think the NFL in the States, like football, is like bigger. Like it's like hockey here, right?
Oh, Roddy listened to that. He was listening to that podcast. He texted me. He's like, I almost fell out of my chair, dude. He's like, I know when you're joking around or BSing. He's like, and I knew you were serious. I was like, dude, I had no idea who Tom Brady was. None. God, like, I don't watch TV or anything. So,
no, Cam seems like a super nice guy, right? He's just
nicest dude ever, man. And like, like we messaged a bit, and like after sort of some of the ratings for that podcast came out after the first 24 hours, he sends me a message with a screenshot. He's like, man, congratulations, that's awesome. You know, it's like in the top, whatever, 15 in the US or 16 in the US. That's great. And I was like, dude, it's all you. He's like, no, man, great job. You're awesome podcast. Well, he's just like the nicest guy ever. So nice.
Yeah.
So nice. Like I was entirely wrong about him in my previous thinking a while back there. So guy's just the coolest. So
yeah, it was good. I don't think he does a whole bunch of podcasts, does he?
Not really, no. It doesn't sound like he likes doing them too much. And I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. It's not fair.
Yeah, no. Like, I don't know. You shouldn't have to sit down and bullshit on a microphone with people you don't know all the time. That would be kind of annoying, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm all fired up about compounds again. Like, just ready to rock because I haven't had one in a while. At the end of last season, I sold mine to a dude just getting started up north here in BC.
Oh yeah.
I set it up and I had arrows built and everything, and I sighted it in for him and turned the poundage down. And I was like, "Here you go, let it rip." And he's like, he sends me photos and stuff of him shooting. Now it's rad, super pumped. But it's all like I haven't had a comp. Well, so I had what is it? V3X on order, the 33, the ambush green one with subalpine limbs, and I just started getting itchy. Like I was like, man, it's a few more weeks out yet. We kind of knew it was gonna be a few more weeks out yet, and I was like, I'd really like to shoot a bear of the compound this year. You know, like, it's sort of hunting with the compound takes the pressure off a little bit compared to hunting with the recurve. And like I was saying to somebody the other day, I think like guys like you that are just fully committed to the recurve, like you've just come to terms with the fact that you have like 10% of the opportunities you would have had with a compound, right?
Oh, less. I went from like I would have a 5 animal season with compound, like really consistently. I'm down to, I would say a good season for me with the stick would be 2 or 3. Like I'm in half 50% of what I was with the compound. Yeah. But I just accept that though. That's part of it, you know?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm ready to make that full-time leap to the stick. And like, I feel like there's some hunts that I'm on with the stick bow where I feel like I've given up nothing. Like elk hunting for me, like, man, I very rarely get a shot opportunity beyond 40, right? And they're usually freaking 10 to 20. Like that's where the shots are where I hunt elk. So like that to me is no big deal. Have to sneeze.
I heard Cam talking about, I think it was Roy, how, you know, he could switch either or recurve or compound, and it didn't matter because it's the weapon, it's the guy, which is kind of true, but like, sorry, I do feel like there's limiting factors on, like, here's an example. I had a bull moose one, like probably a freaking over 50-inch bull moose one time, at 10 yards frontal with a recurve, and I opted not to shoot him in the chest because with a compound I'd have taken that shot 10 out of 10 times. But with a recurve, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to kill this bull like that. So I don't know.
Yeah. So I was talking to Lucian from Just Shooting Arrows yesterday about this, and I was like, there's just like with the recurve, you have to be able to realize that you're going to do a lot of passing, and not because you're holding out for bigger animals or something, just because you can't make an ethical shot, right? In a lot of situations. Like I think in 2 years now of hunting blacktails with my stick bow, I've probably had 4 legitimate chances to arrow blacktails with my stick bow. and I've only taken 2 of those shots. And the first one I bounced off a back in 2020, and then the second one I killed a buck. But if I was hunting with a compound, like I would have probably cut all 4 of my tags that I would have had in those 2 hunting seasons, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think there's a big difference between the two, but it's really, I think it really depends on the hunt, you know.
If I was shooting a compound on bears, if you're gonna,
yeah.
Do you have any of them wide heads?
You know what I have sitting actually beside me right here? I won't make any noise. I have a bunch of Sever wides, like freaking 2-inch Sever wides. I might try. But no, I do have some iron will wides from Bill around here somewhere.
What's locks and blades in on the Severs?
A little O-ring.
Oh, it is the same as the Ulmer Edge, and
it basically is an Ulmer Edge.
I was a fanboy of Ulmer Edges, man. I heard Aaron on a podcast, his broadhead review. He was talking. He used to love shooting Ulmers. I used to love shooting Ulmers too, man. Them heads are freaking wicked for an expandable.
Well, them Severs, man, they fly good. Like you can almost interchange them with a field point, eh?
I think I still have a few Ulmers kicking around here. I should send them to you.
Fucking screw one onto the front of a trad arrow and send one through something. I don't know. You think it probably wouldn't have enough ass behind it, to open?
Well, I would open. It would just stop though. Probably. Probably just stop them. It probably wouldn't hurt. It probably just like blunting something.
Yeah, use it on ditch chickens there.
Yeah.
I shot a grouse last year with a Iron Will S100, and I couldn't find the arrow. I was very upset.
Oh. I used to have like broadhead. Like I gave away. Like I just had I had this like container, this thing on the on a shelf, and it had little containers in it. Like so, there was like it had like 30 or 40 containers. So I had like. These were Montex, these were Slick Tricks, these were Grizz Tricks, these were Almers, these were NAPs, these were like, I had like fucking hundreds of broadheads. Yeah. I just took that and dumped it in a box and gave it to a buddy. I'm like, here you go.
Was he hyped? This.
Oh yeah. He was thumbing through them, picking up.
Oh yeah. Nice.
But like, what the fuck am I going to do with all these broadheads? I still have like 30 or 40 fucking heads just laying around.
Yeah, that's one thing about the Iron Will, man, is like I have a hard time even deciphering which ones have gone through animals and which ones haven't. Like the only Iron Will I have that you can tell has been shot is one that went through a deer and smacked a rock, so the tip of it screwed up, but I just squared up the tip, but not squared it up, but I just put a new point on it. So like if you side by side it with another S100, you can tell because it's not quite as big, but it's like there's only a grain missing off of it anyway, so whatever.
Yeah. Should be good to resend it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, and you can just buy blades for them. I've bought blades for some before that we're getting into rough shape there, but no, I've been shooting the same heads for I think 3 years now. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I shot a deer last year with one, and I want to take a metal detector and go find that sucker.
I thought you were talking about the deer. I'm gonna go find that deer. What the hell?
No, it's in the ground. It's somewhere, and I couldn't find it. It was in the tall grass, but I'm gonna go. I want that head back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look for it. As soon as spring hits here, I'm gonna go looking.
I didn't know you killed a deer last year.
Yeah, I shot a doe with a
recurve. Right, with your boys there.
Well, I shot that one with a rifle. We're allowed 2 doe tags, right? So
that's sweet.
I shot another.
I mean, you guys got enough of them.
Yeah, but I never really was a big fan of shooting does.
Yeah,
but if there's a I kind of keep tabs of what we have roaming around. If I feel like there's a surplus that year, I'll take a couple. But.
Yeah, that's cool. So you don't get fired up about compounds at all, because like when I start dicking around with compounds, I just get hyped because compounds are real. Like you can get real technical with a compound on setup.
Yeah, I'm not really.
You can really nerd out. You don't miss it at all?
No, not even in the slightest.
Really?
No. Yeah. The only way here's the only way I would shoot a compound is if Matthews phoned me and said, "Wasey, if we want to send you a compound," I would probably say yes. But if
Matthews did help us with my bow this year. I didn't even bother telling you because I know you didn't want one.
Yeah, no, I kind of don't. Like I don't, but a Matthews. I've always wanted a Matthews, but a PSE or Hoyt or nothing. I'm not interested. But for whatever reason, I'd like to get my hands on a Matthew one day. I think it would be fun to do. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it would be kind of fun to get a compound and like if we did a hunt one time, just compound hunt, fun. But I'm pretty happy.
Let's do it.
I'm pretty happy with recurve life. #.
Yeah. It's okay. So I had this V3X 33 on order through Matthews with kind of I don't know what you call it. Like it's not pro staff, but like media sort of thing with Lucian and the Matthews stuff, whatever. Anyways, and I was just starting to get itchy, right? Because we're still a few weeks out. I have 18 days or something until bear season. I really like to kill one with a compound, and a recurve this year would be nice. I've never killed a bear with a gun, so I should maybe do that too.
That's funner than throwing rocks at a sign.
Okay, good. Well, maybe I should do that because I got some stupid guns now too. But
have you ever?
Anyways,
go ahead. Have you ever just stood there and threw rocks at a sign?
Yeah, dude. I wasn't wearing shoes either.
It was funner than shit. That's how awesome. That's how fun it is shooting bears with a gun. But continue. Sorry.
What kind of psycho could just shoot an animal and then eat it? So yeah, I was starting to get itchy, and I was talking to Lucy, and he's like, "Yeah, it's probably a couple weeks out at least. Like, I don't have tracking for it yet." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then I was talking to Cam, and me and Cam talked for quite a while after the podcast. I was really getting pumped up about compounds, and I was like, "Oh man, I want to just go get a bow." And so I was like, "Cam, would you get an RX-7 or Ventum?" He's like, "I like the Ventum, right?" And I was like, "Okay."
What is this?
So
what is this Ventum? Who makes?
That's a Hoyt.
Okay.
So like I went to Lucy.
Cam shoots Hoyts?
He shoots a Ventum 33. Yeah. So I went and I kind of wanted a shorter axle to axle bow, and I went and like I've been a Matthews guy for a handful of years, and like the last Hoyt I had was a Hyperforce. I think that's like a 2017 or 2018 bow. I'm not sure.
They're running out of original names, eh? The Hyperforce.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was an old one. Now, like they're just making stuff up there. I do like the Matthews naming the way they name bows though. So it's like V3, VXR, V3X. You know, it's like it's all kind of in line, right? But they're running out of names. They put out too many bows. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, so I went in there, I shot some bows, and that V3X, I ended up with a 29 axle to axle, which is really interesting because I've always shot longer bows really well. And I've never done the short ATA thing, but this new Matthews, the string angle is like pretty well the same as the 31 or 31.5 inch bow, which is sort of like, I have a 28 inch draw on a 31 inch bow I really like.
How did they achieve this? Like, how did they achieve the same string angle on a shorter bow?
It's a really tall riser.
I see.
And the limbs are past the parallel, but the cams on the thing are freaking huge. So like I don't know. I think the angle is pretty well the same as a 31. But yeah, I shot the 33 inch Hoyt, and it's a nice bow, a super nice bow. But I really wanted to kind of try this short axle thing, and I kind of already had some stuff cooking with Matthews. But I really do think it's hard to make a bad choice on modern compounds. They're also freaking good.
Yeah. I I kind of think it would be cool to pack a compound again. As soon as I pick them up, I'm like, God, these things are fucking heavy. I can't believe I used to pack.
So heavy. I haven't held a compound in like 6 months. I went in there. I was like, oh man,
dude. You know what I see is crazy to me.
What's
when
that?
when I shot a compound, we just had little tiny stabilizers, like 6-inch. We might as well have not had one. I don't know why we had them on there, but I see guys hunting, man. They got like 3-foot stabilizers they're packing around in the bush.
Yeah, stupid.
What are you gonna do with that thing? Take it off and fucking whack a chicken or what? Like,
yeah, maybe. Did I send you a photo of the bow that I ended up setting up?
Yeah.
There,
so.
that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. Here, there it is, done. So anyway, I went V3X 29, 70-pound bow. I think 80% let off mods we did. So a little less let off. So a little more holding weight. Yeah, so far so good. I did that Hamsky Epelson rest. Have you seen that?
I looked at it.
Did you see how tight it is to the bow?
Yeah.
It's like behind the riser, and there's like a little washer and countersunk bolt that holds it on. And then the freaking quivers on the new Matthews and the new Hoyt. Oh my goodness. They're like stupid tight to the riser. The ones that don't quick detach, they're insane, man.
It's kind of cool though.
Super cool. Like the bow is super streamlined.
So compounds are coming out with their own quivers now.
Yep. Yeah. Like here, look at this photo I just sent you.
Like we used to shoot tight spots when they first came out.
Yeah. Yeah. I've shot tight spots for a few years there. I ran a tight spot on my PSC that I had in Alberta with you. But I am a big fan of the kind of like dual mounting point directly to the riser instead of mounting it off the sight bracket. And then this bow that I'm shooting doesn't have a sight bracket. You run the bar of the sight, the dovetail of the sight through the bridge of the riser, and there's
Can you take that sight off? Like, say you were going to pack that bow in on a. Would you take it off? I seen a video the other day of a guy doing that.
I don't ever take my sights off. I know a lot of guys do, but that's also the same reason why I run a Hogfather or spot hog sight now, because I can beat the absolute hell out of it and it still holds 0, right?
Hey, did you ever see that backcountry target that's made in Alberta for guys like backpacking? It's an archery target.
Is it a deer?
No, it's like a circle, but it's like I think Grizz Targets makes it. I think it's just like this little.
No, I've never seen it.
It's like this little disc you can pack in with you to check if you got a compound, because you can't just like shoot at a tree like I can. But
yeah,
but it's kind of cool.
I mean, I think stump shooting is my favorite thing ever. So
it's hard to stump shoot with a compound though. It's Rex arrows, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah. So you know what you should post on your TikTok now that you're a TikTok influencer?
What's that?
You should post that video of us checking the 0 of my bow in a hotel room.
I don't have that anymore.
I can't find it either. I was looking for it the other day. I thought it'd be funny to post in our story. People would probably freak out, but I don't know how safe that was. Like Chad was trapped in the bathroom and we're just sending 70-pound, 500-grain bombs in a hotel.
We were like across from the elevator, and all I thought I could think of was going in the elevator in the morning and being a fucking arrow stuck in the keypad. And I'm like, oh, this might not end good.
No, it's too cold to go outside though. So
sending a rage into the elevator. It was fucking cold as shit on that hunt. Fuck.
Yeah, I can't wait to do it again. It's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did this Hamsky, which is like super impressive. I've ran Hamsky Trinities in the past, but this is the Epelson super trick rest. Mounts super tight to the bow. running their ultra low profile fixed because I personally don't like the removable quivers because I find they make some noise. So that sucker just stays on there, which is cool. I like the weight anyways. Stabilizer, I'm running a Quattro out of South Africa with a whole freaking pile of weight on it because I like stupid heavy bows. It's funny.
Do you run a back stabilizer too?
No, normally what I do is I have like an AAE 5-ounce stack that I normally run on the back stabilizer hole. Mm-hmm. But I threw it on this V3X, and the cams are so big that the cam won't clear it when it rolls over. So I don't know. I'm gonna maybe just run a little less weight up front, so I don't need the weight down low. But I think it'll be okay. But no, I don't normally run a back bar.
Do you just run factory strings and they send, or do you get different strings put on?
I run ABB strings always on Matthew's bows.
You know what I do? The first thing when I get a recurve or a longbow is I phone Trevor a Triple T and I'm like, build me 6 strings. Right?
Yep.
I love his strings, man.
Yeah, I find I go through strings way faster on a recurve than I do on a compound.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just because there's so much exposed string there and you're just smashing through brush and like, I don't know if people have probably made the connection that you and I just beat the shit out of everything we own, eh?
Mm-hmm. There's a lady, a woman building strings for Trevor in Canada now.
Yeah, I have one.
She's St. Lawrence strings for all my Canadian guys that are looking.
Yeah, I think you can order right through Trevor even with her. I'm not sure.
Like when I talked to Trevor, because he would like build a string, whatever. I can't remember what they cost, $40 maybe or something.
30, I think. Yeah. I don't know.
But then they got the freaking shipping and the duty and all this shit. We'd end up getting strings for like $60, $80. And he didn't like that, which is awesome. And he's like, so he got this lady to start building strings. And
so her husband is on Instagram. I think it's Canadian Longbow, but the both of them are badasses. They're great folks.
Yeah, I think they're Eastern Canada, like Ontario.
Something like somewhere in there. They're not in BC or Alberta. I know that.
No.
Beyond. But, so do you know anything about Canada east of Alberta?
Well, I'm not totally a fucking retard.
I am is what I'm saying. Like, like if I had to give you a quick summary, I'd be like, Saskatchewan has big mule deer. Ontario's full of retards. And there's some caribou and some moose out east somewhere. Other than that, I have no idea.
I can tell you that I pay attention really closely to bears, and Manitoba, I think it's northern Manitoba has the biggest bears in Canada. I'd put money on there's more book bears come out of northern Manitoba. Maybe northern Saskatchewan. I haven't paid much attention to it, but I would say if anybody was like, "Oh, I want to kill an absolute monster," I would say northern Manitoba is the place.
Wasn't there a dude that killed a giant mule deer in southern Saskatchewan and said he killed it in Alberta for Alberta Bow Hunters Awards?
There's so much shit like that happens.
You should fight all of those guys, every single one of them.
There's a guy in my hometown who went to a fucking high fence ranch in Saskatchewan. This has happened like 3 or 4. And my boy Cole, my boy Cole is a fucking detective. Like he.
Oh yeah, Cole O'Neill.
He will.
That's fucking. The best. I love that dude.
He will suss out any of that bullshit. And but anyway, this guy goes there and then comes back and it's like, oh yeah, check out my Alberta bull, and then enters it in the book and enters it here and enters it there. And then comes out later that it was a high fence Saskatchewan, because Alberta doesn't have high fence hunting. We do have high fence farms. Like there's a guy just down the road from me has a high fence elk farm, but there's no hunting here, which I'm glad that they don't do. I don't care what people do, whatever. If they want a high fence hunt in Saskatchewan, But there was a bull. I don't want to. Should I say the guy's name? I don't really want to fucking say it.
No, don't say his name on here. No, it's like.
But anyway, he goes. This was about 6-8 years ago. He kills a absolute monster. He goes on and says, and so I'm best friends with the guy that he was best friends with. And so I've elk hunted with this guy, my best friend, one of my friends. So this guy's like telling me the story. He's like, oh yeah, he shoots his bull, tells me right to my face that he shoots it in Alberta. This thing's like 390 inches. And he's like, oh yeah, he keeps telling me he got it up around GP country or, Spirit River up there.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, sweet. And so it later comes out that is also a high fence bull from Saskatchewan. Then ipso facto, the guy goes and buys the fucking high fence farm that he shot it on and starts doing hunts. So now, fast forward a couple of years, there's another fucking bull that comes out, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I got it off the river in frickin' Alberta," and like they just try to play. They try to play. I don't understand why people want to play it off like it's a free range. Just like if you want to go pay and shoot a big bull, then just be. That's what it is. Like more power to you, man. Awesome. If you want to shoot a 470-inch high fence, go ahead. But don't come and be like, oh yeah, I got this in Alberta. Like people will fucking suss that shit out real quick.
Yeah. I have no issue with where anybody does anything. I just don't be an idiot. Don't lie about it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like if you want to hunt high fence, man, fucking rock and roll, man. Give her, have fun.
I'd like to do it sometime. It'd be fun as hell, I think.
Oh yeah, like I'm not.
You know what? I think
it.
we should try to get our podcasting career to the point where we can just show up at Ted Nugent's house, hop in a side by side, put on a cowboy hat, crank like cat scratch fever, and just start murking deer. That's where I want to get to.
Yeah,
that's the kind of high fence I'm into.
Yeah, but the try and hide it and say it's free range, it happens a lot. And for whatever reason, I don't know the reasoning, but they go to Saskatchewan, these guys, kill these bulls, and then come back and say they shot it in Alberta. And I don't know why. I don't know why that's a thing. But yeah, so I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Some of those ranches in the U.S. though, whoo, baby, that'd be some serious fun hunting, eh?
Well, the guy down the road from me, like he said, like some of the bulls that he raises and he sells them to hunt farms. He says he's selling them for $20,000. So these guys are paying, like people are paying good money to hunt these, and it's like I don't know if you're gonna spend like that kind of money, I'd go to like a ranch in Colorado where it's actually free range, but you got to buy the tag. That's what I would do if I was going to spend that kind of money.
I think it's also really hard for you and I to understand why you would want to go do that, because we have so much opportunity here, right?
Yeah. It's like was somebody on this podcast talking about it, or was it Snyder's? But they were talking about animal collecting. Like some guys are like, they want to add to their collection, by any means necessary, whatever that is, high fence and with us, guys like us, like just the average Joe blue collar guy, we're kind of more chasing adventure. And I like killing big stuff too. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, I'm not paying $20,000 to hunt a high fence.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, look at these. Are you have your phone with you?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Look at these 3 photos I sent you.
Is that Barclow?
No, that's Ronnie. He's 5'9".
Ronnie's 5'9".
Same height as me.
Is that today?
No, it's not today. That bear is yesterday. That cat is before snow, and that picture of Ronnie is in the fall. I sent the photo of Ronnie for height. That's a big cat, and that's a small bear. Hey.
I would, dude, if I were you in that rainforest stuff, I would just sit in a tree stand all day in a pinch point. Just sit there.
I know, but
10 hours a day.
Between you and Cam, I'm convinced, eh? Did you hear that on the podcast? He's like, man, I sit in a tree stand. I'm like, son of a bitch. Wasey's been saying sit in a tree stand for weeks.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Be like, just because everything uses the same trails, right? Like bears and lions and deer, everything is going to come through. You'll get a shot. It just just a matter of picking the right tree, right?
Yeah, especially these big old deer I'm trying to kill lately, eh?
Yeah, that's what I would do. Like, I'm not killing big whitetails on the ground, and I don't. Maybe some guys in the States are doing that, but that fucking shit is next level. Like with a bow, I'm talking.
Yeah.
Like it's almost impossible to beat them on the ground. Can be done. Guys do it every year, right? But I don't know. For me in the thick timber I hunt in, there's no way. There's no way they would hear me or smell me before I even got within 200 yards.
Yeah. So to finish this bow thing, 29 V3X Hamsky Epelson stabilizer. I shoot one of them, they're custom shop 5-pin Hogfathers. It's like 5 fixed pins on a giant wheel of death with a giant bar on it. The sight like weighs as much as the bow. It's wicked. You can hammer nails in with it though. It's a cool sight. And yeah, no, I'm pumped. It's should rip too. Shorter ATA bow, pretty fast bow, 6-inch brace, 343 feet per second IBO on it. So I should, shooting a 500 grain arrow, I should be around 280, 285, something like that. We'll see.
The shoulder snatcher 9000.
Yeah, that's right. I am I think I'm going to commit some murders with a compound this year. Last year I had a limited hunting time, and I carried the compound very little. But I think I should probably stack some bodies up with a compound this year. It's I'm all compound hype, but I also am super hyped about the recurve too, though. Still, I'd like to kill something with the recurve as well.
The problem I was having when I was shooting compound, I was doing a switch. I would try to go back and forth. I would just lean on the compound was a crutch.
Yeah.
And I had to get away from it. That's why I just sold everything. I'm like, I'm done. If I want to do that, if I'm going to do this wood bow thing, I better 100% commit. And the only way I knew how to commit was just to go in head first. So that's it.
Yeah. I think for me, like we're going Southern Alberta this year. And I don't I don't want to take a recurve on that hunt. Like I missed how big was that deer that I missed at 60 yards?
One high 160s, maybe 170.
Okay. Well, to me, that's like a 400-inch deer. It's big deer anyways, big deer for me. And like, I missed that deer at 60 yards. I don't need to be freaking trying to get to 20 on that thing with a recurve to just blow the shot. You know, I'd like to get some redemption back there with a compound for sure. That's not a hunt that I want to take a stick bow on.
No, that's fair though. I mean, everybody has their own method to their madness, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Right. Are you going to try to kill a deer on that trip?
I don't know. Maybe. I really don't care, to be honest. I don't really give a shit about muleys at all.
I'm super excited about that trip.
Like, I'm more just going there to take you, right? Like, I'll bring my bow or whatever, but I honestly could care less if I ever killed another muley. I have a tag. I got like 12 years. I should pull it. I might just pull it around home here. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but
that's wild. Yeah. So no, I'm psyched on the compound, and then I got a phone call from Jared Tolke the other day, and he's like, "Hey, what weight do you want this longbow in?" It's like
70 to 80 pounds.
no, it's a 10x target bow. And I was planning on shooting like a 425 or 450 grain like target arrow through it. I figure I'll really stay straight trad, and I'll shoot a freaking wood 64-inch longbow with a freaking Super Drive 23 with feathers on it.
As long as you can kind of, the thing was jumping between bows. You want to keep your arrow cast very similar. Because
so
otherwise, yeah.
So that's what me and Jared were talking about. He was like, what poundage is your Chinook? And I was like, it's 49 pound. And he's like, what's your arrow weight? It's like 500 on the nose. So, okay. So if we make this thing like 44 pounds and you're shooting a 425 to 440 grade arrow, you should be right there. Like your hold should be very close. So
yeah. Cause I found that out the hard way. I was shooting that super recurve, and then I would go back and shoot a fucking longbow, and I was like shooting my arrows into the ground. I'm like, what is happening right now?
Yeah. So slow, eh? Well, I have a 50-pound whip here that like the point of impact is completely different from my Chinook. My Chinook is just much faster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, you can be within a bit, but if you had to like mid-season, say you had a major catastrophe, had a limb blow up, and you had to grab another bow and hunt the next morning, this is where having bows with similar arrow cast really pays off.
Yeah. And so I was more like this longbow that I got coming is more of going to be like a training tool. So I'm not constantly shooting 50 pound recurves and longbows and shooting 70-pound compounds. Like a 44-pound bow, even though it's only 6 pounds lighter, that really gives the shoulders a break. And I do want to shoot some 3Ds in that longbow, like longbow barebow class. It's like shoot it off the shelf, like no fixed crawl, like none of that crap. It's just like bow and arrow, go.
I actually bought a pass to the archery range for this year.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna go shoot some targets.
Who are you? What is going on?
I'm going to get out there and be like Levi Morgan.
That's sick. Go shoot shoot a 3D. I don't think I've ever heard about. Have you ever shot a full 3D?
Yeah, I did a couple, like 2000. I don't know what year. I did a 3D shoot here just at our local range twice. And
was it awesome or no?
It was okay. I got teamed up with some compound weenies, and so I beat the one guy, and he was all pissy about it. And I'm like, well, I don't know. It's just I would rather do it with buddies, go with buddy.
No, that's the way to do it. We go me and the Weekend Dads crew there, like Sky and all those guys. We go shoot those 3Ds, and it's just like 40 targets of shit talk the entire time. Like it's pretty hard to get an arrow off without laughing halfway through drawing your bow, Because
Mitch is the only other buddy I have that shoots he's the only guy I know that shoots a stick bow, and me and him, I went with him a few years ago. We just shot the course one night after work by ourselves,
Yeah.
And that was pretty fun,
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I love 3Ds. Like they're I'd shoot a 3D every weekend if there was one,
I was just like for so many years, I was just so hyper focused on anything to do hunting. Like I didn't have I still think like this, but I don't really have the time. Like that time I'm spent on that Saturday shooting 3D. Like I should be out moving tree stands or out checking cameras or out getting ready for the hunt, right?
Yeah. I mean, my sort of hunt prep is a lot different than yours, I think. Like I don't deal with baiting at all with bears. Bears here, you drive down just about any dirt road and shoot a bear if you wanted. it's pretty relaxed, the bear hunting here for finding bears. And then like in the fall, like I'll have my camera circuit, but really my camera circuit, like my elk camera circuit's pretty established. Like I can go get that spot ready to go for season in one day. It's like a 20K loop. You just hike it and pack a gazillion batteries and a gazillion blocks of salt, and like on the way in it sucks, and then on the way out it's easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's it for me for prep basically. And then I do need to pick up a tree stand of some kind and go set it up in a couple blacktail spots. I think a couple different tree stands maybe.
Lightweight with some light sticks is what you need for that. Pack in.
Yeah, I think I might leave them. Like I think I might pack a heavy stand in and just leave it set up. Take the ladder out so a kid doesn't climb up there and break his neck. But
like I have habitual stand locations. Like I have pinch points that I put permanent stands in. They never come down ever.
Yeah.
And then I have so with my system, like whatever, I'll have 4 or 5 like the trees, right? Them are my go-tos, and then I just have floater stands that I'll hop around, and like that deer I killed last year was out of a floater stand. Like I just hiked in and set up, killed that whitetail, and then
I gotta mess around with it. I have a couple big trees on my property here to practice throwing them things up, and
you don't want to get too hung up on one spot. Like I see so many guys, they get just hyper focused on like like they want to hunt this field edge because they see this big buck in this field, and that's where they're going to spend their time. When you should be really getting in with them. Like you should be getting off that field edge, try and catch them, moving, or because people think, well, they leave the field and then they go bed. Well, not necessarily. I killed a deer one time. I hiked in. I had that stand a mile from the truck, and I would hike in. So the deer would leave feed. They were leaving feed before dark or right up sunup, and I killed that deer at like 10 a.m. So they're moving through the whole time, right?
That's sweet. I can't wait to come hunt whitetail with you one day. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Try to get into the mind of a waste dog. Scary place.
Yeah. I can teach you. I've helped a few guys now along the way.
That's cool.
Kind of showing them what I do, but
yeah, like there's not really a local whitetail hunting opportunity for me. Like I think my closest whitetail is 2.5 hours from me, basically. Like we get the odd whitetail down here, but there's not like a huntable population of them, anyways.
Yeah. That's not. I get it. Like everyone's kind of a victim of where they live, right? So blacktails is where you guys are.
Where we live, there's just so much freaking opportunity. It's insane. I don't know how anybody complains about anything. Yeah. So when's your bow going to be here?
He was painting limbs today, I think.
So cool.
Do you like that or what?
Yeah.
I was asking people's opinion because Trent's like sending me all these samples, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, kind of just, I told him like, do whatever you want, and then I'm like, just match the green to the riser and just paint over the carbon. I don't care. I kind of want it to just be. I don't really want it to be aesthetically really pretty. I just kind of want it to be a workhorse,
Mm-hmm. Does your riser have pinstriping in it? I can't remember. I think it does, right?
Yeah, maybe a little.
It's two-tone, yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll see. I'm excited. I really want to try these limbs of his.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of things I'm excited with this bow. I can't wait to get my hands on this G10. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, G10 sweet. What else? Should we talk about this caribou moose thing quick? I think we're going to probably do a dedicated podcast on it too here, but pretty wild times here in BC.
I'm gonna say this might piss some people off. I'm gonna say it anyway. Are you cool with that?
I don't care.
BC's fucked. like the amount of regulation that they fucking throw at you guys is fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like oh yeah, no more caribou and moose. Sorry. Like what the fuck? I've never seen nothing like that, man. Like it's like the government is on the side of the anti-hunting. Like they don't, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just an outsider looking in from what we got going. Like Alberta is far from perfect, and like there's things in Alberta that could be better, but like just BC is just like wild how they do shit. It's just none of it really makes any sense to me at all.
Yeah. So, this is like this subject is something that it deserves many hours of discussion. So just as a quick kind of high level view of stuff, basically what's going on is there's some proposed regulation changes in the northeastern part of British Columbia. They're talking about a full closure of the caribou hunting season. And they're talking about reducing the moose harvest by half. Now, reducing the moose harvest by half, you could debate it either way. There's guys that say that is the most sustainable moose hunt in the province. There's other guys that say, hey, the southern part of that region needs to have some stuff checked out. Regardless go ahead.
What's illegal bull moose? Like when you say that,
it depends. It depends on the unit that you're in. Like there's everything in BC from calf seasons to like, I don't know, 10 point with brow tine seasons. Like there's all kinds of wild regulations.
But like, so with BC, it's not like a draw tag.
There is draw tags. When you're yep, there's draw tags.
Because there's draw tags. When you're talking Alberta, it's like, so I put right now, I'm going to pull a moose tag this year. This is my fourth year of applying. And I looked at the odds, 4 years, 100%. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to pull this tag. But like there's tags in Southern Alberta that are like 10 plus years for moose that guys are pulling.
Yeah. So there is a lot of moose tags that are hard to draw. And there's like, as you know, it's a lottery here in BC. So there's no preference points. But there's over-the-counter opportunity. There's LEH opportunity. There's all kinds of different opportunity here in BC. So with this reducing the moose harvest by half thing, and this caribou closure, it's not they're not really it's not really being proposed as a. It's not being proposed because of like any kind of survey data or anything like that. It's more the government using the what the hell? It's more. I'm just trying to open it here and it wouldn't open anymore. I got to change the link in my in my bio. They changed the link. That's hilarious. Anyways, it's more the government using this as a bargaining chip because they got spanked in court, basically because of resource extraction stuff. And what they're trying to do is sort of make good to the folks that sued them, and they're basically using cash and trading away resident hunter rights, sort of where we're at, right? So kind of like our, kind of like how I put it in my comment to the government was, as a British Columbian, and I didn't write this, somebody else wrote it and I thought it was phenomenal, so I just stole it. It says, as a British Columbian, I'm deeply concerned that the province is negotiating away opportunities for sustainable hunting instead of confronting the cumulative, I have a hard time with that word, effects of unsustainable resource extraction. So that was my comment to the government. And that's kind of where we're at. Like, basically, we just need to rally the troops here and get as many folks to go and sign and oppose that that proposed regulation as possible. And I'm not the guy to get into the nitty gritty here. So yeah, the proposed regulation is close all licensed caribou hunts in Region 7B, general open season and limited entry. And then the moose is close all licensed moose hunting in the Peace region from August 15th to August 31st and August 1st to August 15th. There's some particular units and stuff that want to do a rut closure. They split up some LEH zones, and basically they want to reduce the number of moose killed by 50%. And the number of BC licensed hunters by 50%. So they want half the harvest and half the people in that region, right? And so their rationale, I'll just read this. These proposed hunting regulations are aimed at addressing the ability of Treaty 8 First Nations to continue their way of life and begin to address the impacts of industrial development of the rights guaranteed in this treaty, as confirmed in the Supreme Court decision Yehi versus BC, June 29th, 2021. The proposed hunting regulations changes are a 2-year interim measure, which is bullshit because once it goes in, it'll never come back out. That's how these things work. And only one part of a broader package of actions specific to improving wildlife stewardship, upholding treaty rights, habitat conservation, and the future of resource management. This work is bringing the province, Treaty 8 nations, and stakeholders together in a shared management vision. So the last line of this, I find like kind of comical. This work is bringing the province, Treaty 8 nations, and stakeholders together in a shared management vision. The province is freaking raped and pillaged the land for, a century. And then they put it on resident hunters, like we're the ones doing the resource extraction.
And it all comes down to, well, we want the oil out of there, but we don't want too much harvest. So we'll keep the oil and fuck everybody else, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, we're not going to make any friends with the government by talking about this, and
yeah, but we're not speaking any half truths. This is what's going on. Like,
no,
this is the truth of it.
Yeah, and I've talked to a pile of First Nations folks about this, and they kind of all feel the same as us, that it's just, the government is just trying to appease people while still doing what they're still doing. And it's like you're kind of slapping a Band-Aid on a problem that doesn't exist when you're still the resource extraction is the issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and again, I always say this, and I've said this a million times, right? Like, if we're going to manage wildlife as conservationists through science, the science goes both ways. Now, if the science says to us, like, hey, you guys can't shoot caribou in this area because we're going to lose the herd, right? Then fine. That's what we'll do. We won't shoot caribou if that's what the science says. Right?
Everybody will be on board with that too.
You know what? Everybody would be happy. We'd police our own. We would enforce it, right? But at the same time, when they're like, okay, so we're not gonna do any measures to help the land or to manage this stuff, but we're gonna just kill the hunting rates like that. That's just, it's bullshit.
I think just we should get somebody on the.
Yeah. So I actually haven't talked to you about this yet, but I think what we're talking about doing is having all of the big popular podcast guests or hosts rather in BC on one podcast on here and just doing, I think we'll all probably release at the same time. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too early on that one because I'm still confirming some people are into it, but mostly everybody I've talked to is down to do that. And then we can kind of get everybody's high level overview of this thing and then kind of get some more action going. So what folks can do right now is it doesn't matter if you're a BC resident or a non-resident alien, you can be anywhere in the world. and give your your opposition to this, what you can do is hit the link in our bio at Wilderness Locals. There's a link there at the top of that page. You can log in. If you don't have a login yet, you can sign up and create one, and then go back to that link in my page, go down to the bottom, hit oppose, type a comment, something about how there's whatever, basically what I just said about resource extraction. Keep it clean and keep it politically correct, because the issue here is the government, no one else, in my opinion. Yeah, we can get a bit of a groundswell going. It'll be really important, right?
Yeah.
So, have you done it yet? You're from Alberta.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have done it. I am like Alberta too. Like, so for our moose, we have our draw points, right?
Yep.
So you can look at, like, we got a pretty cool system as far as, like, you can look at harvest rates. You can look at how many people applied for that tag. What's the success of that tag being drawn. And then we also have some zones that are still open for general archery. And that to me has always worried me with moose, because moose is kind of a, hit or miss, how wolf pressure and everything. So that's why I've been, the last 5-6 years, I've been really like, if I'm waiting in between draw tags, because it takes me 3 or 4 years to pull a moose tag, I'm really push on general archery, because like we need that meat, man, like for my family, right? So it's important to I like to try and get a moose every year if I can, but I'm always worried that's going to get taken away, that over the counter archery.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't know.
I don't blame you.
It's coming from all sides all the time. Everybody needs to pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so I mean, that kind of brief overview of this thing, but it's spins wildly out of control.
Really fast. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes, but yeah, I don't know. Not much. I don't know. When you're talking about a North American style of conservation, this does not fit the mold of what we're doing at all.
No,
this is basically just takeaway, pretty much. Yep.
Yeah, it's sort of, they're using hunting as a bargaining chip, which isn't cool. Anyways, so what's next?
I don't know, man. We've pretty much went down every rabbit hole we can this morning.
Yeah. What are you up to today? Are you out working on the bear trail or what?
I think so. This afternoon, I'm going to go back in, and I want to saw a trail down to there's a creek, pretty steep creek. I want to see if I can get down it and up the other side. And that'll let me access a whole pile of new country if I can get it through that creek. But I like doing it in the winter with my sled, because everything's froze, right, and stuff. So
yeah, it's wicked.
Yeah, not much though. Other than that, just hopefully I get transpo within a week or two.
Yep.
And get that set up. I don't know. I've never seen trench strings, so I got to see what it looks like. But
I imagine you'll probably order one still.
There's nothing against anybody's strings, but I like triple T strings. They're my favorite. So
yeah, me too. They're great.
Cool.
There you have it.
Should we put a pin in it?
Yeah, let's end her.
Hashtag backstrap boys.
Hashtag backstrap boy. Oh man, that's the slogan.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your sound that you sent me? Whatever. We'll just end this thing. Right on, bro. Talk to you soon.
Okay, man.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the podcast, please subscribe and leave us a review. You can follow us on Instagram at Wilderness Locals. If you want to support the podcast, please check out the gear, articles, and whatever else we're up to on the website at www.wildernesslocals.net.